You're assigned a speech that maybe you need to give next week in class. You're probably wondering, like, how do I get started? What should I do? The absolute start point for any speech is Competency 1 that says, choose and narrow a topic appropriately for the audience, occasion, and time constraints. This is often the most neglected of the competencies. The speaker fails to narrow and focus a topic. By the way, that should be based on the audience. You need to think about the audience's needs and interest. The big do, what you ought to do for this competency, is you need to really narrow. Think about it as like a big subject area, and you don't want to cover all that. You want to cover just the topic within that subject area. Janice, the big don't that I think most students have a problem with is that they try to cover too much, everything there is to know about a topic.
So if I'm a student and I am thinking about what I want to talk about, and I'm really interested in, say, social media identity or social branding, I shouldn't try to talk about everything that I know about social branding. And I should also keep in mind who I'm talking to, and those two factors should help me really narrow and focus my topic. So I'm going to hold the idea of social media identity or social branding as sort of my broad topic, but I'm going to think more specifically about what I want to say about that, keeping in mind my audience. But I think that I need a little more help in narrowing a little more, which would take us to Competency 2.
Competency 2 is closely linked to the topic. It's about choosing and developing a thesis and a purpose for the speech that is really related to the topic itself. What's a thesis? What's a purpose? The thesis is why what you're talking about is important to that particular audience. And the purpose is what you're going to try to achieve in that particular speech. The big do, again, is to really focus the purpose, narrow it down, be sure that it's focused. The big don't relates to when you say it. You want to put that thesis and that purpose early up. Don't wait. Put it early up in the introduction to the speech.
Considering again my topic of social media branding, I have to think about who I'm talking to, what I want them to know, and why it's important that they know that information. So I can think of two examples. Maybe I might want to talk about social media branding to college seniors who are about to begin interviewing for employment. Or maybe I'm actually talking to human resource professionals about using social media branding to hire and recruit the employees and the type of employees they want for their firm. Depending on those two audiences, my thesis and my purpose are going to be quite different, but they're all going to be about social media branding. So keeping those factors in mind, now I have to move to Competency 3, which is how I can get the supporting materials and what supporting materials I need for my particular audience.